the vibrant city of Lagos, where the streets never seemed to sleep, there lived a young man named Ebuka. His family was humble, but they were rich in values. His father, Nnamdi, had been a hard-working carpenter, and his mother, Ifeoma, sold vegetables at the local market. They had poured all their energy and savings into ensuring that Ebuka got a good education. He was their hope, their shining light, and they believed that once he graduated, he would find a good job and lift the family out of poverty. Ebuka did not disappoint. He studied hard at the university, determined to make his parents proud. He dreamed of working in a big company, earning enough money to build his parents a new house and give his younger siblings a better future. But as they say in Nigeria, man proposes but God disposes. After Ebuka graduated, he faced a harsh reality. No job was forthcoming. Despite having a degree, the jobs he applied for either didn't respond or told him he lacked experience. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Ebuka's frustration grew like an open wound. He could no longer bear to see the disappointment in his mother's eyes or hear his father's tired sighs when he returned home empty-handed. His siblings, still in school, depended on him for inspiration, but how could he inspire them when he felt like a failure himself? He had tried everything: networking, attending job fairs, applying to countless companies, but nothing seemed to work. One hot afternoon, while sitting in front of his father's workshop, lost in thought, Ebuka saw an old friend, Emeka, drive by in a flashy car. The car was a gleaming Toyota Camry, the kind that turned heads in the neighborhood. Emeka had been an average student back in the day, but now he was dressed in the finest clothes, with a gold watch glittering on his wrist. Ebuka couldn't help but wonder how his old friend had managed to rise so high while he remained stuck in the mud. Curiosity got the better part of him, so he called out, "Emeka, my guy, now you be that?" Emeka parked his car, stepped out, and smiled broadly. "Ebuka, my brother, long time no see. How you dey now?" Ebuka forced a smile, though inside he felt a sharp pang of envy. "I've been fine, just looking for work here and there." Emeka raised an eyebrow, smirking slightly. "Still looking for work, eh? My brother, these jobs we are all like chasing shadows. There are other ways to make money, easier and faster ways." Ebuka's heart skipped a beat. He knew what Emeka was hinting at. He had heard the whispers around the neighborhood about how some boys were getting rich through illegal means, but he had always dismissed it. Now, faced with his own desperation, his mind began to wonder, what if this was the answer to his problems? What if he could make money enough to take care of his family and leave behind the constant struggle? "Emeka, tell me more," Ebuka said, trying to keep his voice steady. "What do you mean by faster ways?" Emeka grinned knowingly. "Ebuka, come and meet me tonight at Chief's Bar. I'll introduce you to the guys who helped me, and they will show you the ropes." That night, Ebuka's mind was in turmoil. He knew deep down that something wasn't right, but the weight of his family's struggles pushed him forward. By the time the sun had set, he had made up his mind. He was going to meet Emeka and see what his faster way was all about. When Ebuka arrived at Chief's Bar, the place was buzzing with activity. He spotted Emeka sitting in a corner with two other young men, Kene and Jide. They were all dressed in designer clothes, laughing as they sipped expensive drinks. "Ebuka, welcome," Emeka said, waving him over. "Meet my guys. These are the ones who showed me the way." Kene leaned in, his eyes glinting with mischief. "So, Ebuka, I hear you're looking to make some real money." Ebuka nodded, feeling a bit uneasy. "I just want to take care of my family. Things have been hard since I graduated, and no job has come through." Jide, who had been quiet until now, smirked. "Forget all those jobs. Let me ask you, do you want to keep begging for jobs that will pay you peanuts, or do you want to make real money?" Ebuka hesitated, unsure of how to respond. But before he could speak, Emeka clapped on his back. Thanks for listening this far. If you enjoy the story, please click the like button, leave your comments, click on the share button, and share with your contacts. Also, please subscribe and turn on your post notification for further videos. Thank you. Now, back to the story. Ebuka, I won't lie to you, guy. The fast way isn't exactly clean, but it works. It's called Yahoo Yahoo, internet scamming. You create fake profiles, build trust with foreigners, and before you know it, they are sending you money. It's that simple. A cold chill ran down Ebuka's spine. He had heard of Yahoo boys, and the stories weren't pretty. Some of them had been arrested, while others had lost everything they had gained through fraud. His mind raced as he thought of his parents. His father always told him, "Ya ya jiri oku, oma wi bulia," which means, if you see someone fall, you should leave them with good words, not with bad advice. But here he was, about to step into something dark. Can I sing the conflict in Ebuka's eyes? Leaned in. Look, my brother, I know it's not what you planned, but ask yourself, how long will you wait for that dream job? Don't you want to drive a nice car like Emeka, build a house for your parents, make something of yourself? Ebuka's heart pounded. He wanted those things more than anything. He had watched his parents struggle for too long. He wanted to provide for them, to make them proud. The temptation was too strong to resist. Against his better judgment, he said, "I'm in. Teach me." The next few weeks were a blur. Ebuka began learning the ropes of internet scamming. He spent hours behind the laptop, creating fake profiles, chatting with unsuspecting victims overseas, and pretending to be someone he wasn't. At first, it felt strange, but as the money started coming in, Ebuka's doubts faded. He sent money to his parents, bought new clothes, and started living the lavish lifestyle he had once envied. But with every payment he received, a small part of his conscience withered away. He stopped visiting his parents as often, ashamed of what he had become. He avoided calls from his old friends who still lived honest lives, afraid they would judge him. And though he had money, something felt empty inside. The joy he expected never came. One night, he sat in his new apartment counting his latest earnings. His phone rang. It was his mother. "Ebuka, my son," her voice cracked with emotion. "Your father has been in the hospital. He collapsed at work. We didn't want to worry you, but it's been difficult." Ebuka's heart sank. "Mama, why didn't you tell me earlier? I'll send money for the hospital bills." But before he could finish, his mother interrupted. "It's not about the money, Ebuka. It's about you. Your father and I have seen the changes in you. We are worried. You've distanced yourself from us. You have money now, yes, but what have you lost in the process? My son, is this truly the life we raised you to live?" Ebuka was speechless. His mother's words hit him like a blow to the chest. He had been so consumed with making money that he had lost sight of the person he used to be. The values his parents had instilled in him, the importance of honesty, integrity, and hard work had all been pushed aside. After the call ended, Ebuka sat in silence, staring at the pile of cash in front of him. What good was all this money if it cost him his soul? He thought of his father's words, "Ezigbo akaigo bulankpa," which means a good name is better than riches. Ebuka realized that he had traded his good name for temporary wealth, and in doing so, he had lost himself. The next morning, Ebuka made a decision. He returned to his old neighborhood, where his parents still lived in the same modest house. When he entered, his mother hugged him tightly, tears in her eyes. His father, though weak from his illness, smiled faintly. "Papa, Mama," Ebuka said, his voice trembling, "I'm sorry. I lost my way. I let the love of money blind me to what's right, but I want to make things right." His father, though frail, placed a hand on his shoulder. "Ebuka, it's never too late to turn back. The world will tempt you with easy paths, but remember that true success comes from hard work and honesty. We love you and we are proud of you realizing your mistakes. That day, Ebuka decided to walk away from the life of scamming. He returned the money he had earned through deceit and started over, this time focusing on finding honest work. It wasn't easy and the road was long, but he found peace in knowing he was living with integrity. Eventually, his persistence paid off and he secured a job, not as glamorous as he had once hoped, but fulfilling. Ebuka learned that true wealth wasn't measured in money, but in the love of family, the pride of honest work, and the peace that comes from living with integrity. The moral of the story is that in life, there are many temptations, especially when faced with hardship and desperation. But money earned through dishonest means will never bring lasting happiness or peace. True success comes from integrity, hard work, and staying true to the values that guide you, even when the road seems long and difficult. I hope you love the story, and if you do, please leave your comments in the comment section telling me what story you would like to hear next. Please click the subscribe button and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!